Shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
This morning, temperatures are about 10 degrees colder than they were yesterday. That's going to put us near freezing in a lot of places. We'll talk more about colder temperatures and how many days we'll see those this week.
Parents in Durham should check their students' bus routes this morning. Coming up, why some buses may not be on the road today and how you can check the route online.
And more discussion today on the future bus rapid transit station in Raleigh, how you can give your input on the development.
And within the last few hours, we've learned the U.S. figure skating team will get the gold now that a Russian skater has been disqualified for doping at the 2022 Winter Games. How this will affect other countries' medals and reaction from Team USA. Gold 2 years later, still good as gold, right? I'm Jeff Hogan. It's Tuesday morning. Welcome to it.
And I'm Renee Chu. Yes, we're proud of Team USA. All right, a cold morning in store. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner and the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Our temperatures hovering around the freezing mark.
And that's actually near normal for this time of year. It's kind of nice that we had the warm up over the weekend, but we're back to reality now for the next few days. This is a live look at Franklinton. Skies are clear. When I walked in, there was a beautiful moon out there. 33 is our temperature around the triangle. Our wind is coming out of the northeast right now at 5 miles per hour. It was fairly breezy yesterday. We're not likely to see that today. Our winds will be a lot calmer. Looking at 28 in Roxborough, it's 30 in South Hill right now, 35 in Southern Pines, 38 Fayetteville, 34 in Goldsboro. So temperatures are chilly. We're looking at anywhere from about 10 to 15 degrees colder than this time yesterday in most places. The difference is a little less around Southern Pines and Clinton. We're at 6 to 8 degrees colder than yesterday, but generally you'll notice the difference. We're watching a very weak system that's coming out of Canada. You can see this cold front moving through Chicago and St. Louis. Very little precipitation with this, but we'll see it tomorrow morning. We'll kick things off this evening, and you can start to see some cloud cover streaming in by early in the morning. This is going to be right after midnight. We start to see some of that rain pushing in. It's likely to be wet on the roads in the morning, but the amount of precipitation we see tomorrow is going to be very light. It definitely looks like it will all be liquid. You can see all that shaded in green. Temperatures tomorrow morning will be above freezing, but we're sitting close to freezing now. This afternoon, temperatures will climb into the low to mid 50s, similar to what we saw yesterday. Once we get past tomorrow's system, temperatures actually creep up a little bit. I'll show you when we're back into the 60s coming up.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Talking bus stop here. Parents in Durham, you'll want to check your child's bus routes this morning. After weeks of issues, the district is still asking parents to find other ways to get their kids to school without depending on school buses. And WRAL's Kelsey Coffey joins us live this morning. Where can parents go, Kelsey, to get information about their students' bus routes this morning? Important stuff.
Jeff, parents can go to the district's website to find information about their students' bus route, and some of these buses here won't be running for the second day in a row. 25 bus routes didn't run yesterday, and DPS is asking parents to find their children a ride today if they can. The district says staffing challenges are what's causing this. We're working to find out if this is related to the recent pay issues within the district. Parents can also check the EduLogs parent portal today for info on bus routes. That's an app that tracks your students' assigned transportation in real time. So we'll keep you updated as we find out which routes may not be running this morning and whether buses will be on the road tomorrow. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Durham.
Today, you can share your input on development around the new bus rapid transit line along New Bern Avenue in Raleigh. City Council is holding a public hearing tonight. The BRT will connect downtown Raleigh, Wake Med, and New Hope Road with a faster bus service and dedicated bus lanes. City leaders are considering a rezoning plan to allow for higher density development along the corridor. Opponents say that will force existing historic African-American neighborhoods and businesses out. Neighbors who oppose the rezoning say they will speak tonight. The meeting starts at 7 p.m. A woman is dead after being hit by a car while she was crossing the street in Cary. Police say a driver hit 37-year-old Amy DeLetra while she was crossing North Harrison Avenue near Hillsborough Road at about 6:30 last night. She later died at the hospital. The driver who hit her, 82-year-old Richard Yonioka, remained at the crash scene and was cooperative with investigators. He now faces a charge of misdemeanor death by motor vehicle.
Today, a viewing is happening for one of the 4 teens killed in a Johnston County crash last week. The service for Christopher Jackson is happening today from 1 to 6 p.m. at Sanders Funeral Home Chapel. That's in Smithfield. A funeral service for the teen will happen tomorrow at 2 o'clock at Temple Baptist Church in Selma. A funeral for another one of the teens killed, Samaj Williams, happened yesterday at the Bridge Church in Smithfield. Loved ones told WRAL Samaj was a talented student, athlete, and a kind person. A funeral service was held for one of the other victims, Freddie Saris, on Friday. Alan Lockamy was also killed in that single vehicle crash.
Families of the 3 U.S. service members who were killed in a drone strike in Jordan are speaking out. 46-year-old Sergeant William Rivers, 24-year-old Specialist Kennedy Sanders, and 23-year-old Specialist Brianna Moffitt all died. They are all from Georgia and worked out of the 718th Engineer Company at Fort Moore. More than 40 people were injured in the incident. The mother and father of Specialist Kennedy Sanders remember her for her personality.
Her personality was contagious. Everyone who's come in contact with her say the same things about her. Her smile is contagious. She was always laughing about everything.
8 people were medically evacuated to Baghdad after that drone strike. 5 of them are expected to return to duty. The drone strike that killed them came from an aircraft approaching their outpost at the same time an American drone was returning. The military was not certain at the time if the drone was hostile. It's believed that it was launched by an Iranian-backed militia group.
The Apex community is remembering the lives of 2 women killed in a neighborhood shooting earlier this month. Hundreds gathered at the town hall complex last night for a vigil to honor the memories of Nancy Taylor and Gabrielle Raymond. The women died January 15th in a shooting in the South Walk neighborhood. Police say another man who lived in that community, former U.S. Army Captain Harry Hardman, shot and killed them. Community members who gathered for the vigil Monday night didn't focus on the circumstances of their deaths. Instead, they shared their stories, the stories of these 2 incredible women who had a big impact on the people around them.
Her love of her family and friends was evident in her day-to-day life and even more exemplified during a holiday, birthday, vacation, or really any special occasion.
She mentioned that one of her favorite things to do was to pray. And our faith is probably the only thing carrying us through this horrible time.
Nancy Taylor moved to Apex 3 years ago to be closer to her grandsons. Gabrielle Raymond's parents told WRAL their daughter was a chemical engineer who worked at RTI. We've also learned Hardman's landlord has filed a lawsuit against him. The lawsuit says there are bullet holes all over the town home on Brussels Drive where he lived. The landlord says there is other damage also throughout the house and that Hardman killed his dog inside the home. Hardman is in the Wake County Jail under 2 counts of murder and animal cruelty.
We now know the 2022 U.S. figure skating team will receive Olympic gold medals. This comes after we learned Russian skater Kamila Valieva is disqualified for doping at the 2022 Winter Games. Take a look at this post from the U.S. figure skating team on X saying, "We are extremely proud of our 2022 Olympic champions." The International Olympic Committee says it's working to organize a medal ceremony. We're not sure how the disqualification will affect silver and bronze medals. Japan finished in 3rd and is likely to move up to 2nd. Russia or Canada could finish in 3rd, depending on how a rule is interpreted.
Durham Public Schools' new acting chief financial officer will start today. DPS administration named Sierra Ojijo to take over that role. CFO Paul Lesueur handed in his resignation letter Friday after 13 years on the job. Last week's chaotic week came to an end as district employees rallied over salary problems. There's an investigation happening to figure out how the district got to this point.
A traffic alert in Fayetteville this morning. Part of Murchison Road will be closed near Fayetteville State for work to repair a sinkhole. Crews plan to close the road through Thursday evening at 6. One lane has been closed for the past few weeks because of the sinkhole. Detours will be posted while the road is closed.
We're learning more about the murders of 6 people found in a remote California desert, and we'll explain what deputies say was likely the motive and tell you all who have been charged in this case.
Plus, a new app rolling out soon is aimed at helping people monitor their health. We'll break down how it keeps you on track with medications and can also help detect signs of stress.
And at 4:40 on your Tuesday morning, we offer this look with temperatures all around the Triangle and beyond. Durham, Fayetteville, Sanford, Goldsboro, all included here. Colder temperatures as we start the day. We're expecting some showers overnight into tomorrow. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner has the timeline for that next.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
It's 4:43, and we're taking a look at a colder start this morning. 35 in Wilson right now, but the whirligigs are still. It was a little breezy yesterday. We were gusting 20 to 25. It shouldn't be as windy today as it was yesterday. 33 in Durham right now. It's 38 in Fayetteville, and we're seeing clear skies all across the area. Later this afternoon, we'll see the clouds thickening up as we see another system that'll bring us some showers overnight and into early tomorrow. But this morning, as you're heading out the door, the bigger coat will feel good. Temperatures are about 10 to 15 degrees colder than this time yesterday in most places. So heading out the door to walk the dog, expect temperatures near freezing, and our afternoon highs will be in the low 50s. We will see a chilly day tomorrow with a chance for some showers in the morning, but it warms up a bit toward the end of the week. I'll show you coming up.
New this morning, a court in Pakistan has sentenced former Prime Minister Imran Khan to 10 years in prison. Khan was accused of leaking secret diplomatic correspondence from Pakistan's ambassador in Washington. His political party's legal team says it will challenge the decision in a higher court. Khan is already serving a 3-year jail term after being convicted of corruption.
Authorities in California have arrested several people in connection with the murders of 6 men who were found in the Mojave Desert. The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department announced the arrest of 5 men, saying they are confident the murders were related to a dispute over marijuana. Officials believe everyone who was involved in the killings was arrested. The victims were all found shot to death. They ranged in age from 22 to 45 years old. The sheriff says 4 of the 6 were also burned.
New this morning, South Korea's military says North Korea has fired more cruise missiles into the water. It's the 3rd launch like this North Korea has conducted in the past week. These images are from the launch North Korea conducted Monday morning. South Korean and U.S. militaries are analyzing the most recent launch. Kim Jong-un is reiterating his goal of building a nuclear-armed navy to counter what he calls growing external threats.
Today, elections officials in Illinois will vote on whether former President Donald Trump should be allowed on the 2024 ballot. The Illinois Board of Elections will consider the case today. They could decide to remove Trump from the state's March primary, saying he is ineligible because of the events of January 6th. Election officials in Colorado and Maine have voted to remove Trump from their ballots. The Supreme Court will hear the Colorado case next month. Jay Leno is fighting for control over his wife's estate. The comedian filed a petition requesting a conservatorship over it. His wife, Mavis Leno, is living with dementia. The two have been married for 43 years. Leno wrote in his petition he wants to make sure her desires are carried out upon her death. He's arguing he will do what she would if she had the capacity to do so. Leno says he primarily managed the couple's finances throughout their marriage.
A smartphone app will soon use AI to help people better manage their health care. It is called Together by Renee. The app scans your pill bottles and can remind you when to take your next dose. It can also scan your face and analyze your voice to detect signs of anxiety and depression. UNC Chief Data Scientist Michael Pensina says he supports advancements in AI, but still urges caution.
I strongly believe there is potential for clinical AI, but the bar is higher on a number of levels, right? The performance of these algorithms has to be thoroughly tested and found to be good and accurate, because we don't want misdiagnosis in either direction.
The app developer says it is not intended to replace your doctor and still encourages users to keep up regular visits.
Wake Tech is developing a new program to meet growing demand. The school will soon offer an agricultural biotech certification. This will be a 5-course program that includes hands-on techniques in state-of-the-art lab settings. Wake Tech received a federal grant to develop the program. The first classes will be offered this fall.
Part of I-40 in Johnston County will be closed again tonight. The bridge work will require I-40 West at the US 70 Clayton bypass to close for several hours. The closures are happening between 10 tonight and 5 Wednesday morning. Drivers will take a detour at exit 312. This work is part of the project to complete I-540.
Governor Roy Cooper will continue his Year of Public Schools tour this morning. He will visit Millbrook Magnet High School today to talk about how strong public schools build strong communities. He's expected to be there at 9:30 this morning.
ESPN's College Game Day basketball pregame show is coming to Chapel Hill this weekend. They'll be live from the Dean Smith Center Saturday. That'll happen ahead of the first Battle of the Blues this season. Hour-long show starts at 11 a.m. Lines can start forming at 7:30 Saturday morning. It is free, first come, first serve in those Smith Center doors as they open at 8:30 in the morning. UNC clear bag policy will be in effect for the game. We all know the game day tradition of bringing signs to trash talk your opponents, right? Well, fans are encouraged to bring signs to this event, but signs with religious or political reference, promotional references, or hashtags and profanity are all not allowed. UNC is looking for redemption after Duke won both games last year. WRAL will have live team coverage for you ahead of the game Saturday. All the fanfare to go with it, so look for our live reports from Chapel Hill and Duke.
Winter is looking for a little redemption, and it's getting it. This week, meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with our chilly start.
Yeah, we got a nice little taste of spring over the weekend, but we're back to reality now. We take a live look at Franklinton this morning. It's nice and dry. Tomorrow morning, it will likely be wet, but we're not looking at anything frozen. We'll walk through our temperature and chance for precip coming up in just a little while. 33 right now with a dew point of 25, so that means it's a dry air mass. We'll stay below freezing until around 8 a.m. or so, and then we'll gradually climb on up through the 40s as we approach lunchtime. Of course, our skies are clear, so we have the top of the tower lit in blue to signify the clear skies this morning. It is 27 in Roxborough and 29 in South Hill, so a little colder there. 34 Goldsboro, 35 in Rocky Mount, 38 in Fayetteville right now. These temperatures with clear skies will probably drop a few more degrees, so we should be solidly, at freezing in most places. We may not quite get there around Fayetteville and Clinton, but temperatures are noticeably colder than yesterday. For most of us, 10 to 15 degrees colder, but Southern Pines, Fayetteville, Clinton, just 6 to 8 degrees colder than this time yesterday. Around town, temperatures will be near normal, 53 in Raleigh, 52 in Durham, and 57 in Fayetteville. We take a look at our temperatures, and you can see the blue shaded area. This is where temperatures are below normal, and then the yellows are where temperatures are above normal. For the most part, we're going to be just right on the line near normal temperatures for the next few days. But looking at 32 is our normal low. Tomorrow morning we'll be above that, 39. That's significant because we'll end up seeing the rain moving through, but it looks like all of that will be liquid. Thursday morning 34, Friday morning 37, and we have temperatures in the 30s for overnight lows for much of the week, but we may not see temperatures near freezing again until closer to the weekend. 53 is our normal high, so we're right on that for today. A little cooler tomorrow with the clouds and that chance for showers, and Friday just keeps looking warmer. What a nice day, 63 degrees. We'll see some sunshine, and then we're slightly cooler for the weekend. Looking ahead to the first week of February, it looks like we have a good chance of below normal temperatures, so it doesn't look like we're getting that sneak peek of spring again anytime soon, except maybe Friday. Friday looks like mostly sunny to partly cloudy at 63. And again, some chilly mornings with temperatures in the 30s to start with. Saturday morning 33, but still looking at 28 on Sunday morning. But generally, we're just going to kind of cruise through with a winter feel for the next 7 days.
End of the week looking pretty good, Elizabeth. Thank you. Search is on in Indiana for the owner of 2 dogs recently rescued from a frozen pond. We'll show you the moment a police officer found them, barely able to keep their heads above water.
And we're seeing some incredible new images from the Webb telescope. Up next, what these images show that scientists have never been able to capture before. A 4-month search for a missing emotional support dog has ended with tears and frustration for a local family. They found their dog, but they're having trouble getting him back. Elijah Bostic's family got Jack for him from the Wake County Animal Center a year ago as an emotional support dog. Months later, Jack got loose and ended up back where he started, at the shelter. They say they had Jack microchipped, but despite that, he is now with a new family in Virginia. They found out about it when the microchip company, Home Again, contacted them to say someone was trying to change the information on the chip.
I would just want my dog back. Like I said, I don't have any malice against them. I don't have any type of hurt or harmful things to say against them. It's not their fault. They didn't do anything. They just wanted to purchase a dog. And I can see why they chose Jack.
The Wake County Animal Center says the chip was missed twice, once by animal control and the second time by the shelter itself. The center says there's nothing it can do. After the 5-day stray hold, Jack was legally transferred to the rescue, who found him another home.
What a situation there. Wow. A retired Raleigh firefighter has died after a battle with pancreatic cancer. Lieutenant Raymond Harrell passed away Sunday. Last week, dozens of firefighters and first responders in Wake County gathered for a parade to show their support and respect for Harrell. He served with the department for 30 years.
President Biden's administration is implementing new requirements for artificial intelligence developers. The White House AI Council met Monday to review President Biden's executive order from October. It includes orders that would require AI companies to report their safety tests. The council says the reports are to ensure new systems are safe before being released to the public.
An animal shelter in Indiana is trying to find the families of 2 dogs rescued from a frozen pond. Body cam video from a Fort Wayne police officer shows the dogs unable to free themselves in that icy pond. They were struggling to keep their heads above water and their paws resting on that concrete edge there. An officer was able to pull them out and get them to his patrol car and warm them up. They are now recovering at the animal shelter.
It is an out-of-this-world discovery. The Webb Space Telescope catches a plethora of new galaxies. Newly released images show 19 spiral galaxies near the Milky Way. The new galaxies range between 15 to 60 million light years from Earth. The images are allowing scientists to see the structure of clouds of gas and dust that form stars for the first time.
Durham parents, you want to double check before sending your kids off to the bus stop this morning, and we'll explain why issues with DPS school buses continue and how you can make sure your kid gets to school.
And a kidnapping attempt caught on camera. How police in Arizona were able to track down the suspect.
Plus, tickets for this year's Super Bowl are most expensive ever. You will find, and we'll tell you how much some people you will be paying for those tickets.